here's what our life is like, and this is why it's important that Jesus showed and continues to show his scars. A lot of us think our life is very linear. The things that have happened to us in the past are from the past. And maybe you've heard this, that time heals all things. That all we got to do sometimes is get further away from the thing that hurt us and the thing that drew us in the past. And so we look at our past kind of like this, where we take the hurt that's maybe in the past, and there's good things that are in the past too. We take the hurt, or we take moments of joy, we take moments with family, and we think that our whole life, our marriage, and we think that our whole life is actually heading into one direction. So everything's going this way. We have all these different pieces. And at any point as we're walking through life and we face things like loss in the midst of our hurt or pain in the midst of our hurt, well, over time we can cut those things off. We can carry the things we want with us, but we can just cut things off in the past. But that's not actually what your life is. You see, every decision you make along the way and everything you do, let's take your relationship, for example. My friend Adam talks about it this way. He says, you look at your relational life and the things that you carry with you, decisions you've made in the past, and you see it generally as this kind of a thing where there's dating first, right? There's dating, and then there's engagement, and you're engaged and you carry that with you, and then you're married. And any decision you take and make in the midst of these older things in the dating or engaging world, you don't take on with you, you take the good, but that's not actually what life is like. It's not linear like this, and we know it because of the different things we face. Our life is actually far more like a funnel, where all the good, all the ugly, all the joy, all the pain, all of it just funnels down into who we are. You see, the error in thinking that we're linear is to think that we ourselves, in everything that we walk through, can just decide to end and cut off the things that we've done in the past, the different scars that have hurt us, the different ways we've been emotionally pained, the different things that people have wronged us in, the hardships. If we don't want them, we can just cut them off from our life and continue. But maybe you've heard this, like this kind of, it was usually an older term used in more psychological circles or things that were used, but now it's just being used in mainstream a lot more, this word being triggered. That even we find that it doesn't matter how far you go from an event in the way of time, if something pulls you back to that moment that you're hurt, you could potentially be triggered and have to relive it again. And not just for traumatic events, but for things that people said to you that hurt you in the past, things that were formative along the way. This might even inform your decision of how you engage, not just in your relationships, but with the church or with other friends, or how you go forward in the workplace, who you trust and who you don't. And so you have scars all along the way that you've tried to dissect out of your life or move away from, forget. Maybe they're things that you've even done where you've carried the burden of pain because you've been a pain maker in someone else's life. You see, all of this, no matter what you've tried to do in the past, comes to who you are. It's a big filter that leads into who you are. And the only way and the reason why Jesus carries the scars that he does to his disciples and show them, the reason Jesus still has scars on his body is so that you might actually be healed from yours. You're not going to be able to take them out yourself, but Jesus absolutely does offer healing in the midst of the pains in the past.